In the quiet, manicured streets of Silverwood Estates, nestled in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina, Ethan Harper thought he'd found his slice of heaven. It was August 2023, and he and his pregnant wife, Sophia, had just settled into their new home, a charming two-story with a wraparound porch and a small garden out front. Sophia, glowing at 7 months pregnant with their daughter, Emma, couldn't stop smiling as they unpacked. "This is it, Ethan," she said, cradling her belly. "Our little girl's going to grow up happy here." Ethan, a former Green Beret who'd seen the worst of the world, felt a rare calm. After years of dodging bullets in far-off war zones, he craved nothing more than a peaceful life with his family. But Silverwood wasn't the idol it seemed. Beneath its polished surface lurked a darkness named Margaret Voss. Margaret, the iron-fisted president of the Silverwood Homeowners Association, was a woman in her late 50s with sharp green eyes and a smile that never quite warmed her face. She wore tailored blazers and carried a tablet, always tapping away, noting infractions. When she first met Ethan and Sophia, her welcome was laced with warning. "We maintain high standards here," she said, eyeing their moving boxes. "I trust you'll respect our rules." Ethan's instincts, honed from years reading people under pressure, screamed trouble. Margaret wasn't just particular, she thrived on control. The first notice arrived 4 days later, a crisp email citing their mailbox as non-compliant with HOA guidelines. "Replace it within 7 days or face a $250 fine," it read. Sophia shrugged it off. "It's just a mailbox, Ethan. We'll swap it out." But Ethan's jaw tightened. Their mailbox was brand new, identical to the neighbors. This was Margaret flexing her power, testing them. A week later, another email landed, this time about their SUV parked 15 inches from the curb instead of the mandated 10. The fine was $150. Ethan measured the distance himself. It was exactly 10 inches. "This is insane," he growled. Sophia, exhausted from pregnancy, pleaded, "Let's just pay it. I can't handle the stress right now." Against every fiber of his being, Ethan complied, but the demands kept coming. Wrong shrubs in the garden. Trash bins out 30 minutes past pickup. A faint tire mark on the driveway. Each fine chipped away at Sophia's spirit, her smile fading under the relentless pressure. By September, Margaret escalated to personal visits. She'd show up unannounced, tablet in hand, pointing out violations with a venomous courtesy. "Your porch light is too dim," she'd say, or "Your doormat clashes with the neighborhood aesthetic." One morning, when Ethan was at the local Veterans Center mentoring recruits, Margaret barged into their home while Sophia, still in her nightgown, battled morning sickness. "I need to inspect your interior," Margaret declared, brushing past Sophia. She critiqued their curtains, their coffee table, even the photos on their mantel. "Some residents don't belong in a place like Silverwood," she said, her voice dripping with disdain. Sophia called Ethan in tears. "She made me feel like we're intruders in our own home." The harassment grew sinister. Margaret questioned Sophia's pregnancy, demanding medical proof to ensure she wasn't faking it to dodge HOA duties. Sophia, humiliated, stopped leaving the house. Ethan began documenting every interaction, sensing Margaret's cruelty wasn't just petty, it was unhinged. His Green Beret training taught him to spot danger, and Margaret was a predator. Neighbors whispered about families who'd fled Silverwood after mysterious accidents: a flooded basement, a vandalized car, a poisoned pet. Ethan suspected Margaret was behind them all. The breaking point came on a chilly October evening. Ethan was at the training center when Sophia, home alone decorating Emma's nursery, faced Margaret's wrath again. She'd left a baby swing on the porch for an hour, prompting a $600 fine and a threat of eviction. "People like you drag this neighborhood down," Margaret sneered. Sophia, sobbing, begged Ethan not to confront her. "She'll twist it against us," she said. Ethan promised to fight legally, consulting a lawyer the next day. But that night, everything changed. At 11:32 p.m., Ethan's phone buzzed. It was their neighbor, Mrs. Chun, her voice frantic. "Your house. is burning, Ethan. I called 911. Ethan sped home, heart pounding, weaving through traffic. When he arrived, flames devoured their home, fire trucks powerless against the inferno. "Sophia," he screamed, lunging toward the blaze. Firefighters restrained him. "No one's inside, sir," the chief said grimly. "We searched. I am sorry." Sophia's car sat untouched in the driveway. She'd never made it out. Ethan collapsed, the weight of losing Sophia and Emma crushing him. The next morning, Detective Laura Bennett confirmed Ethan's worst fears. The fire was arson, gasoline-soaked rags found in the ruins. Ethan pointed to Margaret, showing the detective his log of her harassment. But Margaret had an alibi, her weekly wine club, backed by 10 women who swore she was there. Ethan didn't buy it. A neighbor mentioned seeing a black sedan near the house that night, matching Margaret's car. The police lacked evidence to act, so Ethan, fueled by grief and rage, took matters into his own hands. He buried Sophia and Emma on a rainy Monday, Margaret watching from the crowd with a crocodile tear expression. As she offered hollow condolences, her eyes betrayed a glint of triumph. That night, Ethan vowed justice. He rented a sparse apartment downtown, took leave from the army, and turned his grief into a mission. His apartment became a war room, walls plastered with notes about Margaret Voss. Using his military skills, Ethan dug into her past. Margaret, 57, was twice divorced, her ex-husbands citing her vindictive behavior. One, living in Oregon, called her a sociopath who destroys for fun. Public records revealed a pattern. 4 families had fled Silverwood after disasters: chemicals in a hot tub, a garage fire, severed water lines. Each had clashed with Margaret. Ethan hacked Margaret's email, uncovering her accomplice, Carl Dempsey, the local handyman with a rap sheet and a beat-up gray van. Emails showed Margaret paying Carl to handle problems, including one sent October 9th. "The Harpers are still here. The wife's due soon. Make it quick. $6,000 bonus if it's clean." Ethan shadowed Carl, a jittery alcoholic who did odd jobs by day and drank at O'Malley's pub by night. Margaret was harder to track, her routines erratic, her paranoia evident in constant mirror checks. Ethan planted bugs in their homes, capturing damning conversations. "The fire was perfect," Carl bragged. "No evidence left." Margaret replied, "Good. The neighborhood's better without them." They even discussed targeting a new family's cat. Ethan struck first at Carl. Late one Friday, he cornered him outside O'Malley's. "I know you kill my family," Ethan said, playing a recorded call. Carl crumbled, confessing Margaret's orders to torch the house while Sophia slept. "I didn't know she was pregnant," he sobbed. Ethan forced Carl to set up a meeting with Margaret, threatening to expose him otherwise. At midnight in Riverfront Park, Ethan hid, recording as Carl met Margaret. She admitted everything, her voice cold. "The Harpers were filth. Their kid would have been the same. You did what I paid you for." Ethan stepped out, phone in hand. "It's over, Margaret." Her face twisted with rage. "You think you've won? Your wife's dead, and you're nothing." Police, tipped off by Ethan, swarmed the park, arresting her. The trial gripped Charlotte. Ethan's recordings and emails painted Margaret as a monster. Carl testified, detailing her orders. Victims of her past schemes, families driven out by sabotage, shared their stories. The jury took 2 hours to convict Margaret of double murder and arson, sentencing her to life without parole. Carl got 15 years. Margaret, unrepentant, spat at Ethan during sentencing. "You ruined Silverwood." Ethan sold the charred lot and moved on, but his fight wasn't over. He founded HomeSafe, a nonprofit to combat HOA abuse, using his military pension and insurance money. With a team of ex-soldiers and lawyers, he helped families nationwide fight corrupt boards. In 2 years, HomeSafe saved 150 homes and exposed dozens of HOA tyrants. Ethan visited Sophia and Emma's graves weekly, leaving lilies, Sophia's favorite. A letter from Silverwood's new residents brought him to tears. The HOA was gone, replaced by a community that embraced imperfection. Ethan's pain never faded, but his purpose grew. He'd turned tragedy into a shield for others, ensuring Margaret's legacy of cruelty died with her crimes. What do you think? Was Ethan's vigilante justice justified, or should he have trusted the system? Could Margaret's actions be explained by mental illness, or was she pure evil? Drop your thoughts below, like, and subscribe for more gripping stories.